everybody. Welcome to another edition of COVID Quarantine Pilates. We are going to start on the ground because that's where I feel like going. And then we'll work our way to standing. Slowly. So go ahead and find a comfortable position here. The arms extended. You can grab a pillow, place it underneath your sit bones, and so that if you don't already sit right back, and this is not comfortable, you have a nice little cushion to open it up a little more. The goal here is to relax into this pose and not to strain anything or as too much. And we're going to begin just by breathing, inhaling 4 counts and then exhaling 6 to 8 counts. Inhaling 4 and exhaling 6 to 8. Again, reviewing the breath. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling out your mouth. And as you exhale, you want to make the noise like you're fogging up a mirror. So that helps engage the core more, helps expel a lot of the carbon dioxide that we have stored in our lungs. And then on the inhale, it helps replenish the body with good oxygen when you breathe through your nose. So while we're here too, as you continue to breathe, hopefully you haven't stopped breathing, practicing that breath, I want you to think about scooping your abdominal muscles in, or your stomach muscles in, and really opening up through the back of the rib cage where our lungs are mostly located. So let's do 3 more breaths here. Inhale, 4 counts, and exhale 6 to 8 counts. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to do that same breathing 2 times, but really opening up one side and then the other. So we're going to walk our hands to the left to open up the right side of the rib cage. Inhale, 4 counts, and exhale, 6 to 8 counts. Inhale, 4 counts, and exhale, 6 to 8 counts. And then walk your hands over to the right, and we're going to open up that left side. Inhaling and exhaling. Last time. Inhale and exhale. Bring it back to center. Take 1 more breath here and really emphasize the relaxing of the head so we're not making a crease in the back of the neck. Inhale and exhale, and then we're going to take our time nice and slowly, coming down to our stomachs. While you're here, think about the length of your spine still. So you may have to scoop your abdominal muscles in a little bit in order to prevent this from happening, this scrunching up of the low back. Also, you can grab a pillow, place it behind you or underneath you here to help decrease the stress on the low back. From here, go ahead and plant your forehead. Take an inhale to lengthen through your spine and prep. Exhale, lift slightly. We're working a lot of posture stabilizing muscles here. Inhale it back down. Exhale, scoop your abdominal muscles up and lift. And come down. Inhale. Lengthen, exhale, lift. Notice how, as you continue doing this, notice how you want to keep, I'm keeping my neck long. So my forehead does not change when I lift up my head. It's more like my ears are hovering above my shoulders. So we're doing kind of like a chin tuck, lying on our stomach. We're going to incorporate the arms here and hold. So take an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, scoop. And then arms come back and down. And then you're going to pulse the palms together for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come down. The next arm position we're going to do is a W shape. If this is uncomfortable for you, go ahead and just do the same one that we just did. So inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, engage your abdominal muscles. And coming up, and we're going to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Go ahead and prop up on your elbows. We're going to start engaging more of what we just warmed up, of those posture stabilizing muscles and the lats, this V-shaped muscle that goes down the back. So propping up on your elbows, elbow is in line with your shoulder, and you're going to just imagine that your elbows are pressing away from your head. So down towards your feet. Go ahead and hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come down. We'll do 2 more just like that. Holding for 10 counts. Scoop your abdominal muscles in and up, and then lift up, and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come down. By now you should be feeling quite warm. If not, I'm alone. I don't know. I feel it. Inhale and then exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax it down. It's planking time. We're going to do 3 planks, holding it for 10 counts, or you can hold 1 plank for 30 counts, whichever you prefer. And modifications, elbows bent, coming up here, knees bent, elbows bent, or you can do the fully loaded plank here. I'm going to do a modification because my wrists don't particularly like this. To the full plank. And so, let's prep into it. You're going to bend your knees, straighten one leg out, and then straighten the other leg out. And using those muscles that we just warmed up and made our brains aware of, you should really be feeling the stability that that provides in the upper back. And then come down. Or hold. We're going to do 2 more 10 counts, or keep holding it. Prep. Straighten out one leg, and then the other, and go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release or keep holding it. And one more time. And then we're going to go into side lying position and prep. Standing up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it slowly down. If you have a pillow, again, you can use it to lay on your side where my arm is positioned here. It's helpful so that your neck doesn't get strained. We're going to go getting in position where the knees are in line with the hips, so the feet are back here. We're making a nice long line here, and then we're going to do my favorite, clamshells. Lifting pocket muscle here. Keeping hips stable and not rotating at all. Keeping them nice and squared. Let's do 3 more here. Remembering to lift your waistline up to engage more core. And then relax your leg. We're going to go kicking it straight out. Bring it to a hover. We're going to lift and lower. So in this position, try to relax your foot. If you feel like your foot is doing a lot of the work, we want to bring it home. We want to bring it right here to the area that's closest to your trunk. And again, less is more. You do not have to move very far. Notice my hips start to drop if I move my leg up too high. So we're isolating the hip in the hip socket. 3 more. And the last one. Now bring the leg to a hover again. And now we're going to do small circles in the hip socket. 2 more. And then we'll reverse for 6 circles total. And then reverse, trying to keep all of this nice and stable. And you will notice if you play around with this that if you move your hips a lot or try to make big circles and then narrow it down to small, slow circles with keeping this stable, you'll notice a huge difference in where you feel the exercise and how quickly you feel the muscles that we're trying to work turn on. That's why in Pilates, less is more, quality versus quantity. And just slowing it down and paying attention. The last one we're going to do is straightening out both legs now. You're going to bring your top leg to a hover. Now we're working the inner thigh here, lifting your bottom leg up to meet the top leg. If you need to, like I'm doing, stabilize yourself a little more here. It's a little more difficult than just lifting that top leg. And then last one here. And then bring it down. Nice job. Let's switch sides here. So getting in that nice long position. So your spine is lengthening from the top of the head and then all the way down through the knees, the bottom of the knees. Really long, because then if we go lifting and lowering our knee, we really get right into that back pocket muscle, versus if we do the exercises here, we have to go a little bit farther and there's more room for error. So this position, nice long position, leaves less room for error and more feeling that back pocket muscle right away. Keep lifting your waistline up. And let's do 2 more. And then rest it down for a moment. Let that set in, and then bring your leg to a hover. And lift and lower. If you're finding it hard to balance, go ahead and put your top arm in front of you. And last one here. And rest it. The last one we're doing, bringing that top leg to a hover and then bringing the bottom leg, straightening out, and then bringing that bottom leg to the top. Without dropping in the waistline. This is a little tricky, and it does put pressure on my hip here. If that puts too much pressure on your hip, you can always bend the knee and do it that way. Or if you have a pillow, place it right underneath the hip here, hip bone, to decrease the pressure. And go ahead and relax. All right. Now, let's switch sides again, and we're going to do side plank. Hold 3 times 10 counts, or you can just hold it up there. If you're brave like that. Modifications here, here, or you can do the full-on. That one I'm not doing, but some of you are ready for this. So, whichever position you want, I'm going to keep it here today. And taking an inhale to lengthen and then exhale, execute the movement, scooping your abdominal muscles in to hold. And I think we're about halfway there. I can't count and talk, but I can kind of feel when it's time to go ahead and lower. Or keep it up there. If you are going for the full counts, I love it. Again, scoop here. Make sure you're engaging your lats, what we just worked on when we were facing downward on the mat. And lift. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come down. Last time. And lengthen and lift. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come down. Whew. Now let's go ahead and switch sides. I'm starting to get to the point where I feel like I have more energy and I would like to stand up. Quit doing these awful, awful planks. I am teasing. These are so good for you. Let me ramble a moment. Because you're weight bearing with your body, it's good for bone density, improving bone density, and also, again, just learning to stabilize through your entire body. Your entire body is doing the work here. So, that wasn't nearly as big of a ramble as I thought it would be. I'm getting better at this, talking to myself. All right, so stabilize, lengthen through your spine, inhale, exhale, lift. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Or keep it up. You can do it. Part of the reason why you might want to count while you're up here, let's do it again, inhale and exhale, lift, is so that make sure that you're not holding your breath. In Pilates, we want to continue, and in life, breathing and not holding our breath during the movement, whether it is static or not. And if you're counting, you are breathing. If you're talking, you are breathing, unless you're long-winded like me. Come down, okay, enough of that. And last one. And if you're still holding it up, you are awesome and brave. And lengthen. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it down. All right. I have gotten a good workout already. I'm gonna flip, we're gonna stand up now. And so that you see more than just from here down on me, I'm gonna move the lovely video. Move the lovely video. I mean my iPad. Up a little bit. Go ahead and I might need to adjust that a little more. Go ahead and stand up and walk around as I'm adjusting this. All right. We're gonna do some single leg work. So, single leg work in Pilates, we're trying to keep this side, so we're gonna start on the left, nice and stable, so we're not dropping down, but we're lengthening and lifting up as you press down into your foot. So there's an oppositional movement here. And just lift. And even just notice how that can be quite challenging if you are having trouble standing on your left leg. You can go ahead and, keeping your balance, go ahead and grab a wall. Grab a wall. Touch a wall. It's getting weird, guys. All right. And then let's practice that on the other side. So stabilizing, lifting up here, pressing down into that right foot to lift the left leg. Now this is an activity that you can do throughout the day while you're doing the dishes, while you're watching your way through Netflix shows. These are really good exercises and they're so simple, but we don't do enough single leg things throughout our day as adults. And this can help improve your balance, obviously, and decrease your likelihood of falling, and also preventing injuries if you do have a fall. So we're gonna go standing on that left leg again, and we're gonna tap our right toe forward, side, and back. And then try to lift the leg straight up again, and then forward, side, and back. I'm gonna adjust this a little bit just because I want to see more of me. Okay, so stabilizing here, lengthening up, pressing down into the left leg, and then you're gonna just tap that right foot forward, side, back, lift it up. Let's do 3 more. Forward, side, back. If you need to, as you bring the leg through, you can step and gain your control again. Forward, side, back, trying not to move. As you see, I did a little bit. Trying not to move a lot through the pelvis. You're going to have a little movement depending on how far out you reach your leg. And last one, forward, side, and back. And let's shake it up. Now, guess what? The other leg. All right, lengthening up, the spine goes tall, scooping in, and then pressing down into that right foot. Right leg's nice and strong. Left, forward, side, back. If you need more balance, again, wall, you can bring your arms out. And you can always, at any point, bring your foot down, reset, lengthen, and go again. Forward, side, back, and bring it in. Let's do 2 more. Forward, side, back, and last one, forward, side, back, and shake it out. The next one we're going to add to that, we're going to add movement. So left side is nice and stable. Now we're going to step forward, side, and back. Let's do 5 of those total, and then we'll switch sides. Lengthen, lift, and then press down, and then step forward, side, back. Notice how I'm trying to keep my trunk really steady during this side, and back. And if you need more of a challenge, keep your leg lifted the entire time. When you bring your leg back in, you don't have to put your foot down if you want to challenge yourself more. And keeping everything nice and square. 2 more times. Forward, side, back, and last one. Forward, side, and back. And bring it in and shake it out. Other side. I'm going to try not to be on the creak that you might hear, I don't know, of my house. Lengthen, lift, pressing down on the right foot. Left foot goes forward. Not a good move here. I'm right on the creak. Creak. Sorry, guys. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and joining my weird self. And forward. Did you hear that? Side. And back. 2 more times. Really keeping everything facing forward. Especially when you go back, your hip kind of wants to open up and let your pelvis twist. Really try to fight that. That's when you'll get that stabilizing core engagement. All right, and shake that up. All right, we're gonna do one last strengthening exercise, and then we're gonna just mobilize everything from the head down to the feet, and then you'll be ready for the rest of your day. So you're going to bend your knees slightly, stick your butt out, and we're gonna just take a step sideways, keeping your butt sticking out, so like this. And then coming back, and then stepping out the other leg. All right, so let's do that 6 times total. Are you ready? You're like, yeah, I'm already in position. All right, got you. All right, so hinging from your hips, knees slightly bent, core engaged, lengthening through your spine. There's 1. 1 on that side. 2, you should be feeling this through here and right here. Key is should be, that's where you want to focus in on. If you don't, it's not a big deal as long as you don't feel any pain or strain anywhere. It takes a while for your brain to recognize, especially if you haven't focused in on certain muscle groups, to recognize that those exist. You are working those muscles, whether you feel it or not. It takes a little bit to wake up the brain. And last one on each side. Good, and stand on up. Nice. So now we're gonna make circles with either head, arms, wrists, fingers, and then feet. And then we're gonna do a nice little twisting exercise, not exercise, mobilization at the end, and we'll be done. So we're gonna make circles first with our head. You're gonna drop your left ear to your left shoulder, Drop the chin, right ear to right shoulder, and then back up. These circles are emphasizing the range of motion that we have without scrunching or compressing the spine. So that's why we're not going all the way back. We're just doing nice forward circles. And trying to keep everything else nice and relaxed. Knees are relaxed. Just check in with yourself. Anytime we start doing something like, oh, this is a little different, everything tenses up to help bring in the focus, which is great. Thank you, body, but let your brain do the work and tell the rest of your body to relax. It's fine. We're just doing circles with our neck. Now we're going to switch directions. And don't need the whole body participate. Right ear to right shoulder, down, and then left ear to left shoulder, and coming back up. Trying to keep everything else nice and square as well as relaxed. Last one here. Now let's do the shoulders. Up, back, and down. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, 1, making sure everything is nice and relaxed. I start noticing that my fingers want to help. Just tell them to stop it. And then reverse, sorry, as I was reverse that direction. All right, now wrists, down, out, around, up, in, and then back down. This is a really lovely exercise for those of you who use your hands a ton, like I used to when I had a job as a physical therapist. And one more in this direction. And then switch. Go out, down, in, and around. Again, trying to isolate just the wrists. Trying not to move or be aware if you can't turn off the other joints in the body moving. Just be aware, like, hey, everything wants to go. Just trying to isolate those wrists. Ooh. All right, shake it out. We're gonna circle each digit 5 times one direction, 5 times the other. It's like watching paint dry. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now point your finger 1. And again, just notice what your fingers want to do and what you're telling your fingers to do are sometimes completely opposite. And reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, this is like a coordination exercise, mobility exercise. It attacks a lot of different systems of your body. Here. And reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And ring finger. This was the trickiest one for me. 2, 3, 4, 5, and reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and pinkies. 1, 2, 3, 4. That left side, just want to do a full circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and shake it up. Now let's circle our ankles. One of my favorites. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and reverse. 1, 2, got a nice crack there. 3, 4, 5, and then the last one is taking from Qigong. This is just rotating the whole trunk, and if you can see, my feet are going with the movement, not against it. So keep your spine lengthened, and then just like allow the momentum to take you through a full circle one way and then the opposite way. And you might notice that this is a nice, just calming exercise. But keeping in mind that your spine is lengthened throughout. And then, you know, it's calming because if you're going to have a breakdown and you do this, people will stay away from you because your arms are flailing. Like, get away. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining me, as I would not be exercising probably as much as I do without you guys. So I appreciate it. I know I feel like this week has been intense for everyone, and just please stay healthy, try to stay active, and try to stay kind to yourself first and foremost, and then project that onto everyone else that you encounter today. Thank you so much.